I think I'm having a flashback.
What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games, please. What's new? Retro games. Can you tell me what's new? Retro games this week.
Hello! Yes, it is me. It is Jace at Retrogames. Like you didn't know. Like you didn't know. Like you didn't know it was. It's still me. It's still me. And it's a bit of a flashback, that wasn't it? A bit of a flashback to the old show. That's right. It's not the Retrogames show. It's what's new at Retrogames this week. Yeah. You know, what's new at Retrogames this week. Firstly, let's just say we all miss the Retrogames show. But is this any different to the Retrogames show? You're right. It's not much different, is it? It's pretty much the same thing. I was a bit naughty last week, wasn't I? Moaning a bit. I was a bit, a bit sad ending, a bit of a sad ending to the show, as if to say, I'm not doing this anymore because you guys don't like me enough. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Desperate for adulation. Desperate for people to say, no, please, please, don't pander to me. I'm a complete, what a one he is. Oh, God. But anyway, what amazing feedback I had to last week's show, which was the Retrogames show episode 8. It was a nice series, wasn't it? 1 to 8, round it off. Loads of great feedback from all my great retro gaming friends, and you're all just lovely, and you're all keeping me going and making me not stop this. Please don't stop. Oh, all right, I'll keep going. No, that's it. Who cares? No, let the kids starve. I'll keep doing this. Who needs to work for a living? No, but I mean, I love talking about the stuff. I enjoy doing the show. It was just getting a massive burden doing the features for the Retrogames show. It was great fun. I really enjoyed it. But it's hard to justify when you're not making any money out of doing the show. Or, it's obviously not monetising from the traffic we get. And it's okay. People get interested in the site, but I think that all you guys watching this, people who know the site already, you're already watching the site, so you already knew about all the new stuff coming out. So I'm not really appealing to a new audience yet. But there's always that chance, isn't there? Getting the subs up. So I should say, if you want me to carry on doing this, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, join the Retrogames party. It's not much of a party, is it? Party for one. It's pretty much every party I ever have. Party for one. Nobody's turned up at all. But it's my 50th birthday. No, it was lockdown. It's lockdown. I let you all off. It was lockdown. Of course you couldn't come to my party. No, but, well, it was sort of lockdown. Sort of. Okay, it was in amongst the lockdown time. Let's just say that. Birthdays, overrated, aren't they? Overrated birthdays. Who needs it? Anyway, wake up, Jace. Stop talking rubbish. Talk about the show. So anyway, yeah, we ditched the features. We're going straight on. We're looking at all the new stuff that's listed on the site, because that's the bit that all you guys like the best. Someone complained about not much gameplay. I'm going to try and put some gameplay in this week, but maybe not as much as I was putting in at the height of the Retrogames show. The Retrogames show, some of them episodes scraped 200 views. It was a lot of work editing an hour and a quarter show for 200 views. Should I be biased by view? I know there's a lot of you guys out there putting out shows and you're getting similar amounts of people, and you're not all up your own self, are you? Saying, oh, well, there's not enough people watching this, I ain't doing. No, so it makes me a complete and utter, doesn't it? So I feel really bad about that. I'm too miserable and too moany. So yeah, a great idea Ed had. Give away stuff. Do some competition. So I'm going to work on that. We'll come up with competition. I'll give away some of this stuff, because let's be honest, I've got more stuff than anybody else. I'm surrounded by this stuff every day. Boxes and boxes of new stuff come in. It's retro game heaven. There's not many people who have a job like mine, where new boxes and boxes of retro game stuff coming in every day for you to look at and sort out and see if you get excited about it or not. And yeah, I mean, it's taken me 27 years to engineer this job. It wasn't easy. I had to, actually pay for itself, and I actually had to work. But yeah, I am in an enviable position. But that got me thinking about we have a lot of stuff which isn't good enough for the site, not even quite good enough for the bargain basement. It's like duplicates, or it's tatty, or it's worn. Loads and loads of hardware, loads of spares and cables and everything. And we used to have a few guys who would take job lots. They would take big job lots, like, you know, 4 crates of stuff. Reasonable price, cheap, but just easy. I could courier it up, or they could even come pick it up. And so I was thinking, we need some more guys like that, because we're getting a bit bogged down with stuff we can't be bothered to sort out. That's pretty much it. It's laziness. It's easy to list games, easy to, you know, listing hardware, a lot of testing, a lot more hard work. So wouldn't it be great if we could find someone who's interested in taking job lots, reasonably priced, a friend to the show, a friend to the site, some guys out there who want to buy bulk lots of mixed up games and mixed up hardware, preferably both all mixed up together, just job lot, big batches of stuff. So if that's the kind of thing you'd be interested in, you know, email me at sales@retrogames.co.uk, and I've put that on the screen there so you can see it. That is technical, and that was editing, and that's what I spend most of my life doing. Now let's talk about this week at Retrogames. Because last week I complained that we were listing loads of hardware, and I give you a little list on a post-it note like some sort of saddo, and I threw the post-it note away. Oh, I hated that bit. That really was the worst bit. That's probably the worst bit of the whole show that I've ever done. But anyway, I was moaning about hardware, saying, oh, I don't need to hold stuff up all the time. At least I've got a sore arm. I have got a sore arm. I've got a sore arm. Yeah, it's from doing that dance. I did it a few episodes ago. I don't know why I do this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a maniac. This is my... you guys thinking, yeah, but we only can making the show. I need to make this show. It helps me vent all my manic thoughts. It starts me going absolutely crazy the rest of the week. So it calms me down. You know, once I've done the show, I'm nice and relaxed, nice and calm. Do you know, we've been talking now for like, what, 10 minutes nearly? Done nothing. We've done nothing. We've not talked about games at all. We've just been rambling on about itself. What sort of show is this? I know it's rubbish. Skip it. I told you, skip it. Skip it. I should put a marker, chapter marker. This is when I actually talk about games. Anyway, coming back to it. We listed loads of hardware last week, 8 master systems, loads of, I listed them all, loads of computers. But this week we've listed even more hardware, because we're in hardware listing testing mode at the Retrogames offices at the moment. So I've got a load of really cool hardware to show you to start off this week. If you're not into hardware, well, you might like some of this stuff. There's some really, really nice items on the site this week. It's been a very good week. So let's start with what's new at Retrogames this week.
What's new at Retrogames?
Let's start with the computer. It's a big box. I'm going to get the big box up. It's a Commodore 64! You're thinking that's a Commodore 64. It's the wrong way around. A Commodore 64. We've all seen Commodore 64s, Jace. We're retro gamers. We all know what this is. Yeah, but we don't get many original bull nose. I hate that. I hate calling it a bull nose. Why do they ever? Where did that come from? It's an American came up with that. I'm sorry about that. And I've just found we've actually got an American viewer. Oh, and I've just said, oh, American I've slagged off someone from America, and I've just found out I've got an American viewer and his son in Arizona. They commented last week, and it made me feel fantastic. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. I really love you guys. I love anyone from far-flung places. If you can tell me that you're watching, I would love it. I would love it. Anyway, Commodore 64, commonly called the bullnose, the original one. But this one, upside down, Jace, upside down. Oh, this one, let's get this straight. It's in beautiful condition. Oh, now we don't get many original. We get a lot of C64Cs, K64K, but we don't get many of the originals, and they are just such groovy brown beige. I mean, this is lovely condition. It's got a really strong condition logo there, all the keys fully tested, of course, because we do it. It's got the manual. It's got the manual in the tray there. It's got the serial. Isn't it just iconic? It's iconic. It's an important piece of computing history. The Commodore 64, the epic rival in the UK. It was the rival to the Spectrum in Germany. It's the rival to the Atari 800 in America. It's the rival to the Apple II. It was there though. It was there in every country that had computers. Commodore were there, and this is just, it's an incredible piece of classic hardware. This one is actually made, you can see it's actually made in West Germany. Yes, when we used to have it called East and West Germany. For some reason things are actually very collectible that have W.Germany on in their own right. But isn't that beautiful? That is, I mean, that is close to 10 out of 10. That is exactly what you want to have on your retro gaming shelf. So I just wanted to show that. And this is a complete setup. You know, it is expensive because they have got so hard to find now in beautiful working condition. But this one includes the legendary 1541 disk drive. It's a complete set, this. And this has even got the, I'll just put that on that. It's heavy, sir. It's in my arms. It's even got the, it's not his tongue sticking out. It's the card protector, the original card protector to stop the drive rattling about when it's moved. What else comes with this set? It comes with this, an official Commodore dust cover. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes the computer look even more attractive, and beige and brown. Beige with brown highlights. Those were the colours of 1982. And of course, a box cassette player, and this one loaded games on the first attempt. The box is a bit mashed, but it's in lovely condition with its manual there. It's a Commodore 64, and you're thinking, Jace, if you're starting the show with the Commodore 64, you better have something better. Don't start. Don't start. Yeah, I just wanted to start with something we're all familiar with. I hate sliding these in. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit... it's not the ideal way to do it on a camera. You've got to be careful, but I'm going to put it over there. Bear with me, bear with me. I'm going to have a lot of box stuff to start. That's it. Keep it flat. Keep it flat. I'll sort that out later. No, I will. Oh, lots of bits of crud on my table today. Right, let's get stuck into another computer now. This computer is a lot more special. Bear with me because I've got to lean right over there to get it. My arm hurts. I told you that dance. Yes, what is this? Oh my goodness. Now you're thinking, well, what is that? It's Atari ST. No, it's not an Atari ST. It's one of the rarest computers ever made. It's only an Atari Falcon. An Atari Falcon. That is the sequel, the 32-bit sequel. When Amiga went 1200, I think 1993 this came out. I'm going to put it on the box. This is the original box. It's got the polyanas and everything. Polyanas, you know, everything's in there. What's in the box? It's the bloody Falcon, I told you. I'm going to pull it out. That shouldn't have made me laugh. I'm going to pull it out anyway. Okay, we've got. Oh, I mean, if you're, we have two sorts of customers. We have the hardcore kind of, oh yeah, gamers, yeah, I want to play Axel A. You know, I'm into, but then you also have the other side, which is, I'm not saying nerd, computer enthusiasts. I'm firmly one foot in each camp. I love video games, but I also love old hardware and the technicalities and, you know, discs and getting things working and hobby and fiddling around and light pens and stuff like that. There's definitely, we cover everything like that, you know, we cover everything. And for some of you guys, having a Falcon live on the Retrogames, not the Retrogames show, on the What's New Retrogames this week, is pretty exciting. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, you probably think, if you are a gamer, you're thinking, yeah, but what games are there for the Falcon? Not many, but there are some, and here it is. The Atari Falcon 030 Motorola 32-bit processor. It's like a, I know what you're thinking, it's a beige Atari ST. It is, but it weighs a ton. It's got 4 megabytes of RAM. 4 meg in a 1993 computer. Yeah, 4 meg. It's got a hard drive. I think it even says it's a 127 meg hard drive. We can have a look. You've got 4 meg and 127 meg hard drive, and it weighs a ton. It's really, really heavy. It's at least 3 Atari STs worth of weight. It uses a different operating system, multi-TOS, which is like a high-res version of the original TOS. Though it also runs TOS as well. And you can have all your games on hard drive. Isn't it just amazing? It's a beautiful thing. But I know it's very, very expensive and rare. They only sold 10,000 and not many of them are meant to exist anymore. A lot of them have disappeared. And sadly, these old computers, they didn't stick around, did they? I mean, in 1993, computer was a disposable item. Not many people keeping hold of them for prosperity. So God knows how many there are of the Falcons. I must say though, We actually listed 3 this week. Yeah! A new section on the site. Atari hardware, Falcon. You'll now find there's a Falcon section on the website. And isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? No games for it though, sadly. No games. I'd love to show it running. Oh, we did have it running. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Good fun. Moving the mouse around and clicking on boxes. But sadly, no Falcon games to show you. But I wish there was. Does that help? I wish there was. Is that enough? Is that enough? No, it's not enough for you. No, go on, just checking my timer. Okay, next one. Getting the computers out of the way first. We've got another computer for all you Mac Daddy hobbyists. Oh, it's an Acorn Archimedes! It's an Archimedes! You know that! It's an Acorn Archimedes. Now, these are mega computers. These, again, 32-bit RISC processor. The first 32-bit computer. Oh, I'm opening the box up. We let you have a look there. You've got the mouse. Got a 3-button mouse. Yeah, you ST and Amiga owners, we did 2 buttons. Losers. You've got your manual in there. This has also got an audio guide on cassette, on a audio cassette tape. I think the first Archimedes 1987 they came out. They were meant to be they're kind of the sequel to the BBC Model B. Aimed at a lot of, oh yes, is the cassette. This is your introduction to RISC OS 3, that's the operating system. Audio cassettes, yeah, audio cassette. It's weird, isn't it? And as you can see, this is the A3010, which is, sorry about that. This is a revamped version. The original one is the A30, isn't it? I'm getting mixed up. But anyway, it's got red buttons. Yeah, colours. Let's have a look. Let's do some close-ups of the computer. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a huge lump, similar to an Amiga. You've got the disk drive in the side, 3.5-inch floppies, same. Beautiful. It's in lovely condition. You see on the back there, you've got printer ports and joystick ports. You've got the monitor out there. You've got TVRF. We tested it. We test everything on a CRT because you can't beat using original hardware, original stuff to test original stuff. So we don't muck around with trying to get this stuff running, the modern stuff. We just use the old stuff. Am I just saying stuff a lot? I'm like king of stuff. Yeah, stuff this. I know what you did. Anyway, it's an Acorn Archimedes. Isn't that? It's a fantastic name. It's a massive. Oh! I'm still here. It was a massive flop, wasn't it, with the Archimedes? Because I'm still here. Oh, I can't get this box. I've got a lot of sorting out to do. Archimedes was a big flop. It should have been the rival to the Atari ST. It was faster than the ST. It's faster than the Amiga. It had a decent sound chip as well. But it just didn't get the traction, didn't get, you know, Acorn Soft. There's a few not weird, but niche games companies who did release stuff. I mean, you can get Revs. You know, typical Acorn stuff came out for Archimedes. I think there's an Archimedes version of Elite. But you really are harking onto some old games there. Whereas, you know, I don't think there's Speedball 2 for the Archimedes, or Xenon 2, or, you know, all those escape. You know, it came from the desert. You're not going to find that on this machine, but I'm sure it was absolutely capable of running it. It's a bit of a shame, really, because it's a British computer, and Acorn, they were, you know, Atari, Commodore, they're based in America. The companies were American ownership. This was our chance to take it back after what Sinclair did to us. If we'd have all got behind Acorn, I wonder if Acorn, not being able to shake off the educational kind of image from the BBC Model B days, didn't help. I don't think it helped. It's a bit of a shame because it deserved better. Let's just say that the Acorn Archimedes deserved better. But anyway, you can own one. This is a fully working, fully tested example. I'm putting it down there. I've got a lot to sort out. Now, there's a lot of you guys collect a lot of consoles and hardware and stuff, and I bet there's a lot of you thinking I'm not taking it out of the box because it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's one of those nightmares getting old consoles back into their proper packaging in the proper shapes, and it's not discussed enough. I'm not going to dedicate any more time to it here, but I just thought it is disappointing when you really have to struggle to put something back in the box, especially when you're filming. enough said. Move on, Jace, move on. Are you doing any games this week? Yes, I'm doing games, but later. First, we're going to cover some more hardware. Now, I'm moving on to consoles. We've done all the computers. We've done computers. We're going to do three. We did 3 computers. Let's go on. There's more hardware than that, though. There's an Amiga 600 went on this week. Other computers. More computers. Amstrad, I think. Anyway. Console. Let's grab a console. And this is a legendary one that we haven't talked about on the show yet. Yes! It is! Amiga CD32 in this strange white box. Yeah, this is an original first box. There is a colour version of the box for an Amiga CD32. I do believe this is the first box there was. So all the pre-orders and the mail orders, they went out in this. With this strange flap at the front with the manual sticking out. It's like they're embarrassed they didn't put a picture there. So they just made a flap for the manual to sit. And you think, oh, that's just something you've done, mate. That's just, no. This is how it, you can find other pictures. This is how it was in the shops. It's hard to imagine it was ever on the shelf. I guess they just had a demo model out and then they'd go and get this from the back of the shop. And so there you go, mate, there's your CD32. Now the Amiga CD32, if you don't know, is the console version of the Amiga 1200. It boots its games from CD-ROM. It could have been a rival to the PlayStation, but Commodore, they didn't beef up the hardware quite enough and they didn't get the support that the PlayStation had, obviously. PlayStation. But, you know, if we could rewrite history, the CD32 could have been a contender. It could have been. It could have been. Not quite powerful enough. And here we go. It's a lovely condition. There you go. We've got the controller. I love the grooviness. I mean, this is a strange... I always think of it like a boot. It's not a boomerang, though, is it? It's like that. I don't know. It's odd. But it's perfectly functional. It's pretty... It feels pretty good. I mean, it's a bit soft on the D-pad. But anyway, that's the controller. It has a separate power supply and connects directly with AV, so it's perfectly fine for your new digital TVs, because they all have, generally all have, at least a SCART socket or a AV out. And there's the console itself. I will just do some close-up stuff. Beautiful, absolutely mint condition again, fully tested. We played, what did we play? Top Gear Rally, I think. We had it on in the office playing this, left it running for a long time. We tend to leave these running time. Make sure they don't just suddenly click off, because you do get that sometimes with old consoles. They work initially and then they decide, no, that's enough, got to cool down for an half hour. But yeah, you can see the ports there. Look at this, it's very good, isn't it? Yeah, and that is the Amiga CD32. You've probably already got one of these. It's probably your favourite. I don't know, is it anybody's favourite console, the CD32? We all like it. I mean, it's popular. It's got to be the best, compared to the 64 GS, it's got to be the best games console Commodore ever put out, isn't it? I think so. And it's certainly not like, because they've made lots of really pointless machines, like the Commodore 16, and, you know, can he say CD-TV? Maybe the CD-TV. You know, there's lots of missteps that Commodore made, and sadly this probably falls in as one of them, but there was potential with this one, wasn't there? There was potential. They could have. They released most decent Amiga games, the regular disc games, on a CD32 version, and they're some of the rarest games now because they sold in tiny numbers because not many people bought the console. But you can get a CD-ROM drive for an A1200, and you can play CD32 stuff on that. So you know, and I do believe the CD32 plays CD-TV stuff, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think it. Maybe not. Oh, he's so full of facts. Yeah, maybe not. Make up your own minds. Call yourself an expert, Jace. I was once, until my old brain got a bit old. I used to know all this stuff far better than I do now. So just think yourself unlucky that I wasn't making this show 10 years ago, when I would have been able to spout out facts and figures like nobody's business. Okay, little pause while I move some boxes around, I think. Thanks for that. All sorted out now, all cleared up. Let's carry on. And what about this? Something very different. We're on the consoles now. And what about this? This is a PC Engine CD-ROM 2. It's a very groovy CD-ROM. I know you're thinking like Mega CD. Think of this like the PC Engine's answer to a Mega CD. If the Mega CD was really cool. Because, let's be honest, PC Engine is cool. Let's have a look. Let's get it off. I've got the poly lid. Poly lid came off at the same time. Absolutely immaculate condition. We've got the NEC power supply. It's got a special power supply. It's all in a plastic wrap by the looks of it. Now this is such a groovy thing. Let's have a look. So we've got the manual there is in its own thing. And here we go. Isn't that cool? And the really nice thing about the PC Engine CD-ROM system is this. A handle! It's like a gaming lunchbox with no sandwiches. But what an incredible groovy looking design. It's so smart. Let me open it up, show you what it's like inside. And you're thinking, well, is this a console, Jace? No, it's not actually a console, it's a peripheral. Oh, shoot. Gentle Jace, gentle giant. Right, the lid comes off completely, there. And here we have inside, you see it's still got the plastic wrap on there. And this card is where the PC Engine goes. So if I pull this out, you'll see the PC Engine console would slot in here and become like an all-in-one mega set, like discs in there. I'll pull this out to show you. Get the plastic off there. Oh, and this is it. This is the CD-ROM drive. Absolute cute little, like a Sony personal CD player from back in the 80s, isn't it? You have to lift it to open it, and there you go. The discs go inside there. Absolutely pristine, beautiful condition. And when they're both combined, you've got this really groovy handle. Oh, this is going to take some putting back with a bit of plastic in it. You've got this really groovy handle so you can carry it around like it's your portable radio or your portable makeup kit. I don't know why it made me think of a makeup kit, maybe a little bit like a makeup kit, but you just close that down there, the lid's shut, and then you're walking around to your friend's house in Japan with your games console, only released in Japan, PC Engine CD-ROM System 2. And I thought, wow, that is one heck of a lovely thing, and beautiful condition. That's like 10 out of 10. Lovely. So let's move that away and carry on. More consoles. Yes, hardware's not finished yet. What's next? Oh. More stuff. Put away properly later. Can you imagine what my weekend's like? Just popping stuff back in boxes. Let's go with... Oh, is it the king of all consoles? It might be. It's only a Neo Geo AES. Oh, a Neo Geo AES. Didn't you have one of these on me? Yes. Sorry, James. We've got another one. I said the last time I got one of these out that we very, very rarely get boxed AES consoles in. The king of all consoles, the Neo Geo AES. And my good friend of the show, James, bought it and showed it on his channel. Brilliant. Check out his channel. He's always in the comments. You'll see him. Nice pink logo. Go straight to his channel. He's got a brilliant, brilliant laid-back way of delivering stories about his games collection. I love it. I watch it every week. So recommended. Though I think he's got more subscribers than us, so I hate him secretly. No, I don't really. He's actually wearing one of our Retrogames t-shirts in one of his videos. So check that. If you want to see someone with a better build, someone a bit fitter, modelling this fantastic brown t-shirt, then check his channel. Anyway, let me get back onto this, the king of all consoles. Let's pull the lid off. Absolutely, just like the last one, immaculate condition. We've got the bag in there, it's in the bag, the controller, the massive arcade stick, still in its plastic bag. The console also like brand new. I think a lot of people, it was paid so much money for it, they didn't actually want to play it. And look at this beautiful thing. Isn't that absolutely stunning? We had a little play on it in the office this week. Of course we did. It's not sealed, so it was okay to actually play it. And I do prefer to actually test things just to make sure. Because you never know if someone's opened it, didn't work, put it back in the box to forget all about it. Because that does happen. I have had consoles and computers sold to me as brand new, unused, and then you go to power them up, dead as a doornail. It happens a lot with Sinclair stuff. There was a lot of returns of the Spectrum Plus, Spectrum Plus 2, Spectrum Plus 3, and they were all new and they all went into storage and then they kind of filtered out into the collecting scene, and a lot of those computers don't work. So yeah, I'm just saying, we like to test them. It is a Neo Geo AES. very expensive, amazing console. It's a little bit of a chip there, a little bit of a chip on the old polystyrene, but that is the only thing wrong with it. The actual console, incredible. Oh, lovely. Wouldn't that make someone a very, very expensive Christmas present? It would, it would. Let's carry on the Neo Geo tip. Neo Geo! Let's keep going. Yes, and this, because we've got this week. Yes, the Neo Geo CD console. And we've covered quite a few of the games recently. We've had quite a lot of Neo Geo console games. So how nice to actually get the system in stock to show you. Now this one, I've got to be careful getting out because it really is in brand new condition. And I've got to be saying I really didn't like the fact that we tested this. I was involved in the testing for this one because I didn't want to touch it because it's absolutely incredibly new. So we've got, this has not been opened, there's the manual has not been opened. It's also got this brochure, catalogue of all the games that come out for it, amazing. Official catalogue, this is Japanese console. Let's move that out there. Let's just pull out this extra inner and you'll see that the controllers still stuck. These controllers have never ever been used. We're talking, was it 1997, 98 is it? This came out? Oh, I should know this. I should know this! But yeah, never ever played. The power supply still had its plastic on. More stunning than that, to prove that it was unused, is this. And if you look at the front of the console, it's got this peel-off strip to keep the lid down while in transit, and that was still perfectly sealed. I had to pull this up to test it because I just had to know that it worked before we listed it, because it's tricky, isn't it? You don't want to list something as brand new and then someone buys it and they go, it's dead as a doornail. And if I'd never tested it, I wouldn't know that. They get, well, you know, so we have to test, even though it's just like them Dreamcasts. We had those lovely, a few weeks ago you saw all those lovely special Dreamcasts in multicolours. I didn't want to test them because they were unused, but I don't know. Maybe we can have a little vote. What would you prefer to buy? Something new and unused but untested, or something tested once but new? Well, you know, I know. If it helps, it makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel guilty playing stuff that I've had to open. You know, I mean, you know, I'm quite anti the old sealed games malarkey, which is dominating collecting at the moment. It's all those watta graded glass fronted case games. You know, I'm not a fan of all that because, well, it's creating a different sort of collector, isn't it? There's a collector, an investor collector, and they're not retro gamers, are they? I literally have sold sealed games with some people who come onto the site and they'll just suddenly hunt out, and they'll buy 10, 15, 20 sealed games for various formats, all in one batch. You know, they have no interest in retro gaming. They just can think, oh, this is a good idea. I've read this. I need to get this invested in. And yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. If you're one of them guys, no, them guys wouldn't watch this show because they're not actually into the games. Yeah, so it's a bit, yeah. But obviously they've got lots of money. So we like the money, but we don't like the fact that you're just hoarding stuff that's meant to be played. You know. Anyway. Oh. Enough. Is that enough for the console? No! One more before we get to the games. But the games are coming. This show was meant to be shorter. It's meant to be a shorter way of me doing it, but I think it might be longer than ever. It was meant to be back down to half an hour. You know, concise. Might actually get it in HD by the end of the Friday if Google got its act together. If I could edit it quicker because it's less to do, but no, I don't think that's going to work. Anyway, stop rambling, Jason. Get on with the last console. Yeah, the last console. It's another Neo Geo, another thing. These things. It's a Neo Geo X limited edition SNK. These are made by SNK. Well, no, they're not actually. They're made by Tomo, but they are actually licensed, and I think they're agreed upon. The design and all that. I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? It's got SNK branding all over it. Let me get this out. If you're not familiar with the Neo Geo X, this is a remake. Not very old, is it? 5, 6 years old, and they put these into production just to show what they could do. The Neo Geo X Gold, beautiful condition. This one, of course, isn't everything I talk about in beautiful condition. Here we have the console, the power cable's in there. Let me show you. So we've just shown you an original AES console. Look at this. This is the mini version. So if you think about like those little compact NESs and Famicoms and Mega Drives, look at this, like a little version. But it's such a bizarre thing, because if you click the open button, do this. This is a lovely reveal. What's that inside? Oh my God! What the heck is that inside? That is right inside, hiding. It's like the brain. It's a handheld version of the Neo Geo, and this one is, I can't show you it working because it has still got the seal. I can't pull it, but it's still got the protective seal. This has been unused. So yeah, it's like, I love it really. It's like a beating heart of the console is actually a handheld plugged in. I don't know. It's like the brain, isn't it? It's like, imagine having a Super Nintendo and then you pulled it up a little switch, pulled it up, and there's a Game Boy inside. And you go, oh, it was just a Game Boy all the time. And I guess you could do, I mean, they could probably do that, couldn't they? Like Switch is, technically it's not as up there, is it? You could probably make a bigger console, and inside it's just got 2 switches. It's just got 2 switches helping each other out with the processing. Could happen, could happen. It's also got a I'll open the other box because it's also got a very cool joystick. Just like the arcade stick on the original AES. It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. The Neo Geo X. Sometimes, you know, okay, you think, well, it's not original hardware, Jace. It's not of the time. No, it's not of the time. But it's better in a way, because it's still got all the same games, and you've just got that really cool handheld. It's beautiful. And the handheld takes little cartridges especially for it. Let's have a look. Here, like SD cards with the Neo Geo games on. And this comes with it. I'll show you the back of the box in a sec. I'll just show you the controller first. I mean, you guys probably all know what this is. It's a power supply. This is a UK one, so I think it's a UK. It's got the UK bit, yeah. UK or Euro. It's got the manuals. Let's just show you the stick. Just like to show you this stuff. It's like a mini version of the classic USB. A USB version of this. It looks big, doesn't it? But it is a lot smaller than the original one. Is it? Maybe. You know, I could actually do a side by side, couldn't I? I've got them both here, but I'm just too lazy. So get over yourselves. I'm surprised you didn't realise I was that lazy. I'm that lazy, yeah. Definitely. But it would look good, wouldn't it? Showing the real one against the remake. So yeah, that's something you could do if you've got both collections your own. If you've got them both in your collection. Do it yourself. Do it yourself! I'm talking rubbish again. Sorry about that. No, I'm not that sorry. That's the thing about showing hardware, isn't it? It's a bit tedious me putting it all back. Especially if I'm not done it very well and it's not even going to fit properly. But I'm going to stick that over there and I'll come back to that. And I'm going to say something which you guys, well, I think you're going to like it. You're going to like it when I say it, and it's something I haven't said for some time. I'm going to say this. What's in the box? Yes, what is in the box? What's in the box? I've got 2 boxes today. 2 boxes. We're on the games now. We're on the games. I've stopped talking about hardware. My arms can have a rest. Lighter stuff. First box. I've got 2 boxes. First box. Yeah, 2. I know. I've gone too mad. And let's start with. Yeah, let's not start with games. Let's start with magazines. Now we got some magazines in this week, and I love magazines. They really do segregate your memory into uniform monthly sections. Do you know what I mean? Because if you follow the trajectory of a magazine, you know what games came out at what period, and you kind of get a feed, and you think, oh, I was really into that game, and then you look at all the other releases around it and you think, oh yeah, that's one, and all the adverts. I just love old magazines. Now, 2 magazines I've talked about Ollie Frey and the Crash and all the Zaps and the games of that era. Sinclair User even I used to buy. But what about the 16-bit era? And the 16-bit era was really dominated by, in the UK, by 2 magazines. And one of those magazines was The One. And isn't that a rubbish title for a magazine? It originally came out just called The One for Atari ST and Amiga. Then it separated and became like The One Amiga. But we actually have a section for both sorts on the site. But this is The One, and we very rarely get one magazine. And look at this. We've got Speedball Brutal Deluxe on the front. And I just... They've always got something surprising, haven't they? Let's just like that. Just get me table straight. Get me table straight. My table's wonky now. I just love that. Just flick, carve up. That's quite a rare. You know, it's a lot more interesting than listening to me talking sometimes, isn't it? Just looking through an old magazine with someone. Darkman, that's a really rare game. Time Warp, Dragon's Lair 2. Got these lovely lists of everybody selling stuff. Selling their lists of full price titles. We've got Night Force by Titus, £17.90. It's probably a bit cheaper now, isn't it? It's actually cheaper now. Some things are cheaper now. Doesn't that look like an Ollie Frey picture? That does look like an Ollie Frey. I don't think it is. Omnicrom. Oh, I've seen that game around. We've got it. Billy the Kid. I don't remember ever having a copy of that in stock. Billy the Kid on the Ocean label. Did it come out? Did it? That must be really, really rare. Mean Streets. Yeah, that did come out. It's more easier to find on a compilation. Tournament Golf. That is a rare game too. And they were advertising it. Torvak the Warrior. That was a good one. Anyway, this is just me looking through a magazine. Defender 2. Defender 2. Isn't that Jeff Minter get involved in that? I think he did. Brilliant. Defender 2. Anyway, so that's the one. I've got a few episodes. The one got paperboy on this one. But there was another great 16-bit mag. Not just the one. That was Ace. Ace magazine. And we used to love this too. And this really was the forerunner to Edge magazine. And you know that that's the first magazine that Retrogames advertised in. But I actually used to advertise in Ace under this company's previous name, which was, well, I say company, Psychosoft. And if you're lucky, you might find an advert in the back of one of these, usually half page, for Psychosoft. And that's the very early Retrogames related business. It was mainly Amiga public domain. I was like selling Amiga public domain discs. Yeah, but anyway, it was terrible. We didn't make any money. And we just had to copy this all the time. So it was really boring. But you might find some adverts. And here we go, the Dawn of a New Age. That's the Atari Lynx first coming out, that big massive block. And this is my all-time favourite episode issue with the Conix on the on the front there. The Conix multi-system, the console that never was. I'm going to talk about the Conix at some point because it meant so much to me at the time. And I have a little bit of experience with some prototypes of it. But we'll keep that for another day. Magazines there. A whole load of The One and Ace magazines hit the site this week, and they are a fantastic read. They really are, if you're into 16-bit gaming. Breathe. Okay, what we got next? Let's go for a Commodore 64 game. I listed this week. Bangkok Nights by System 3, Mark Cale's company. It's a really, really cool fighting game. It's quite simple, but you can see it's that kind of Street Fighter 2 influences in there, and it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. This is the disc version. I just think it's worth showing you. Bangkok Nights. It will have a lot of memories for a lot of people. It came out at a very similar time to Myth by System 3. They had a little run of hits, didn't they? After the last Ninja, it kind of died down a bit, then it kind of came back. Bangkok Nights, Myth, some other stuff I can't remember. But I will remember it. When I do remember it, I'm going to say it out loud, even if you're not watching. Get over yourselves. What about this? It's a handheld game, and we get these in. We've had these in a few times. What are you doing now, Jace? What are you doing? Oh, what is this? That is right. This is a Gizmondo. It is a Gizmondo handheld. Now this cute little handheld with a crazy name is famous because it was designed by Rick Dickinson, who designed the Spectrum. And you can kind of get a feel of the roundiness of the, bless him, the late Rick Dickinson. He has now left the building, but it's a groovy little thing. The camera on the back. It was all that everyone got very excited about this coming out, and it actually wasn't as bad as people said. But there's only about 10 titles ever came out for it. Massive flop. Cost loads of money, and you know, sadly it takes these. This ridiculous special battery, which is very expensive to buy. You can still buy them, you can still pick them up, but we haven't got the battery. But this is brand new and unused. We bought a little supply of them about 5-6 years ago, and when I remember, one goes into stock. And this week, one went in just when I trip over the box. And a Gizmondo! That's a great name for a boy, isn't it? Hey, come on, Charlie, come on, you, Gizmondo, Axelay, come on, boys. Anyway, harking back there, I was harking back, clever, isn't it? What about a couple of games for the Spectrum? Yeah, it's just any excuse to play that bit. Death Chase! I had to show a Death Chase because it's one of my favourite games of all time. I loved this. Used to play it to death. I think the reason... there's got someone that's coloured in the cassette. That is a shame. I wonder if that got picked up in the listing. Something to look out for. But the reason why I used to play Death Chase all the time is because it was really quick to load. Can you imagine that nowadays people wouldn't really judge whether they're playing a game when it's quick to load? But back then, Death Chase, really fast to load. Quick blast through the trees. Yeah, great fun. Really good game. Death Chase, one of the Spectrum classics. And what about this? One more Spectrum game. And this is a rare one. This is El Toro. I think it's a Spanish. It's actually a Spanish game reissued by Americana. That's a coffee, isn't it? No, Americana. And it's a bullfighting game. Yes, on the Spectrum, a bullfighting game. I'm going to try and show you it running now. It's a very unusual, distasteful. I mean, bullfighting. I don't think the full price, was it by Topo? I think it's by Topo originally that came to me. The brain just, the old Rolodex around Topo Soft. Is it? Okay, I don't know. I need to prove that now, don't I? Just because it's called Toro, I'm thinking Topo, aren't I? It's an idiot. No. It doesn't say. It doesn't say who made the original game. Anyway, you guys all know anyway. You all know everything. El Toro, a bullfighting game for the Spectrum. I thought it was well worth mentioning. Very rare as well, very rare. And collectible. Okay, let's go. What are we going to talk about now? Should we talk about Nintendo stuff?
Okie dokie.
All right, Nintendo stuff. I'm going to get out some really, really nice games for Nintendo fans. Here goes. What's the first one? It's a big box. It's only Super Metroid. Oh, Super Metroid. This is one of those games that people love to have in their collection. And look at that. It's quite gorgeous and glossy. The original Super Metroid. Massive box. Ridiculous Star Wing size box. Why? You know, don't do it to us. It's got a few marks on the back, as you can see. There's a bit marked on the back, but the manual and the cartridge are lovely. It's got the inner packaging. I'm going to get it out for you. Said it again. Yeah, lovely. I mean, these manuals are never perfect. You can see it's a little bit wrinkled, but it's just because they're so hard to put in the box, and the flap of the box pushes down the edges of the pages. It's the most ridiculously bad design. They never thought about this kind of stuff. From a collector's point of view. And there's the cartridge in absolutely perfect condition. UKV, it's a UKV British version, and that is Super Metroid. Yeah, what a great shooter! Great shooter. We always cover the Metroid games. There's loads of them. Metroid's big. Metroid's still big now. And what about this? Another big box game, and this one's even rarer. This is a rarer one, and it is for the SNES again. Lethal Enforcers! Lethal Enforcers. This is a really rare box set. Quite, I'm not saying easy to find, but relatively easy to find on the Mega Drive and the Mega CD version. But the SNES one, with the box set, with the gun, no, that is a crazy rare thing. And this is beautiful. Again, upside down, but beautiful condition. Lovely thing. Let's pull it out. In a funny mood today, can you tell? Got the card lid, very important card lid. And there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, we've got the original plastic bag for the cart, or for the gun. Got the blue gun there.
Put your hands up!
Got the cartridge. It's got no manual, sadly. It hasn't got the manual, though these do tend to turn up. If you're going to miss anything out of this box set, the manual would be the thing you'd go for. But a shame. But apart from that, one of the rarest SNES titles with the gun box set. Good, good. Keep going, Jace. What else you got for Nintendo? Right, we've got to change boxes. I had 2 boxes. What's in the second box?
What's in the box?
Oh, more SNES, more SNES.
What's in the box?
Got more SNES. Right, what about this? This is a classic from the old Bitmap Brothers Chaos Engine. And lovely condition, this. Lovely. On the Microprose label, isn't that odd? Microprose didn't release Chaos Engine on the Amiga. It's weird, they've just got the rights to it. Let's have a look at it. Oh, what? It's in a plastic, like new. Oh, look, the manual's really nice too. Really good. Got the old warning sheet. Beautiful. Chaos Engine there for the SNES. Lovely. Let's keep going. I said we had some nice games this week, didn't I? I wasn't joking. I was right. What about this one? Jungle Strike! Jungle Strike, sequel to Desert Strike by EA. It's a helicopter shooter. Are we really blowing up a mosque? Another brilliant, lovely condition again. Lovely green box. It's got a few scratches on the back, it's a shame, but apart from that, it is really, really beautiful. Let's have a little look at the contents. So you know what I'm going to do? I might have to sing in a minute. I might have to sing. We got the oh! Look at that manual. Yeah, not as good as I wanted to be. I wish I sounded more like Michael Jackson. I'm glad I'm not dead, and I'm glad I'm not a fiddler. Sorry about that. Sorry, I brought the mood down, haven't I? Brought the mood down. Anyway, Jungle Strike. Nothing to do with Michael Jackson at all. But he still said it. Keep going, Jace, keep going. What about this? Classic Doom! Doom! There's a bit of a lesson on this one, and this is about the box, because the box, yeah, lovely. Lovely. Look at the other side there, yeah, really nice. Doom! Classic. One of the seminal, legendary originators of first-person shooting. But look at the spines. Oh, sun fade. Don't do that to you. It's a bit faded. We've got a few fadies. Fadies. Oh no, it's faded. But look at the contents. Look at this manual. It's incredible. And look, that cartridge is beautiful. I mean, the content is amazing. The box is fabulous. Unfortunately, they kept it on a sunny shelf. Don't let that be a lesson to you. Don't keep your games on a sunny shelf. Maybe that's what I'll have on my grave. Just a little bit of parting advice there. Don't keep your games on a sunny shelf. Talking of sunny shelf, no, not yet. No, this one's all right. Return of the Jedi. You know, that's related to Star Wars, just in case you weren't sure. Again, a few scratches on the back. Sadly, this collector wasn't looking after his stuff quite as nicely as we wish he had. But the reason I picked this one out, because it has the poster, and you don't see this comes with the poster very often. It's got a nice, reasonably nice manual there. And here's the poster, and I thought you guys would love to see the poster. It's special. And there it is. It is Star Wars Trilogy, available to buy. It's an advertising poster, but this is Nintendo, proper Nintendo branded poster, and it came free. And it's actually written on the little strip on the box. It says limited edition poster, and the poster is an advertising poster, which seems it's a bit mean, isn't it? An advertising poster. It's a bit mean. That's that. Moving on. Oh, how big is this box? I know. Another one, Star Wars. Now I brought this out because it is, yeah, classic Star Wars for the old, you know, SNES. But it's, look, for Netherlands, and it's in French. And these games, they're picking up value, these import alternative versions, because they're far, just population-wise, released in far fewer numbers. So this Dutch version, this is an FAH FAR. They have the little code on the SNES cartridge. You can see SNSP V4 FAH, and the FAH games, they are the rarest ones, but not necessarily. You know, American and British collectors are probably thinking, oh yeah, but it's in French, and it's got like a second booklet. Oh, this one is in English. I thought. No, yeah, this is an English one, and then the absolutely immaculate one is in French. Yeah, French. It is French. So yeah, it's much rarer than a UK Star Wars or a US one. But will anybody buy it? Well, luckily, we have a lot of lovely customers in France and the Netherlands, so I think it will. It will sell quite easily, because, you know, it's nice to have things that are made for your country. And I imagine if you were a Dutch collector, you'd be looking for the complete Dutch set. You can want that more than the British one, aren't you? I don't know, because I know a bit about record collecting, and records, people want the British version, even though there is European releases. They prefer the British one. I don't know why. Anyway, back to it. Oh, here's another one. This is an NOE cartridge, Donkey Kong Country, and this is a German one. And you can tell also it's written on the back, on the warning sheet on there. It's all written in German. And again, just really unusual, these alternative language versions of classic Nintendo games. And we are so xenophobic, us horrible Brits, that we think everything should be just made for us, and it's not right, is it? Because it's fabulous that there's variations and different versions of games for other people. Not everything is about us, alright? Okay. SNES, and we're done with SNES. Yeah, we're done with SNES. What haven't we? I got Super Game Boy, really minty Super Game Boy. Now, if you don't know what this is, this plugs into the SNES and allows you to play Game Boy games. But we got two in the same week. We've got the Japanese one and the UK one. Sadly not an American one, though. We have already got an American one on the site. So we've actually got all three versions, completely different packaging. And there is a Super Game Boy 2. It's very rare, and it's transparent. And I don't think we've had one in stock for at least 10 years. It's an enhanced version that does more game compatibility stuff. He said, such technical prowess and know-how. Yeah, that good. Anyway, couple of Super Game Boys. Yeah, I'm a Super Game Boy. Okay, N64, what about that? And here we go, back to the fade. Then we've got a beautiful game, Majora's Mask, the legendary Zelda sequel on the N64. Now, you can see it's faded, it's got faded at the end. It was in immaculate condition. The game is amazing. I think it's like new in here. The manual, oh, wait till you see the manual. But, oh look, the cartridge still, that's never been out. That's never been out. And look at that. Isn't that the most gorgeous thing? I've seen a brand new manual from like 20 years ago. But, what a shame. Sunny Shelf, again. Sunny Shelf. Oh, no. And that's not the only example I brought of the N64 ones. I've got another one. Quake here. Quake. Classic role-playing elements of Doom. It's Doom, but with role-playing element of Adventure stuff. Quite, but don't remember having blue spines. Yeah, it's gone blue. It's gone blue in the sun, I think. I mean, sometimes you look at these colours and you think, well, maybe it was that colour, but no. I think that is some. You can tell by the N64 logo, not quite right. Again, sunny shelf, but it's absolutely immaculate apart from that inside. And here we've got Doom again. Again, classic. We had the SNES version, now we've got the N64 version. And oh, absolutely lovely condition, lovely. But then again, just like the other one, blue spines. Why do these? This spine's proper. It's green, but the top one has been left on a sunny shelf. Sunny shelves. Don't put your games on sunny shelves. How many times am I going to say the same thing today? Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Don't I say the same thing every time? Don't I? That's what I do. Just go on. Same thing. Always saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah, yeah. But you just haven't got bored with it yet. It's coming. It's coming. They'll be like, please stop making that bloody show, mate. Stop it. Things to do. Sadly. Right. More Nintendo. We've got a Game Boy this week. This is boring, isn't it? Boring. Is that boring? Yeah, we got a boxed Game Boy SP. We charged it and we played it, but I don't know if it's got enough charge to actually run. Let's see if it has. No, just a little flash there. But it's in lovely condition. It's got the charger, it's got the manual. It's a Game Boy SP. It's hard to get excited about stuff that's every day, isn't it? I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's a Game Boy. You know, we all love Game Boys, but it's just an SP. I've got another one. I'm not even going to bother getting it because I got one of these out last week, didn't I? We got another Neo Geo Pocket. Really nice in the box. Proper in the box this time. Again, lovely, lovely thing, but not necessarily that exciting. It's like new in there. You know, what's so exciting about brand new old games? Not a lot, not a lot. So let's round off with one of my favourite formats we've talked about a lot lately, and that is Super Famicom! Yeah, some more Japanese games to show you. Not really central. Yes, and I'm going to start with this one. This is Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventure. Rainbow Bell Adventure. I don't know why. Again, these games, absolutely immaculate condition. We do love our Super Famicom games. Shall I say it? Alright, I'll say it again. Japanese version of the SNES. Loads of games that came out that we did not get in the UK. We did get Twinbee, Hop and Twinbee, but we didn't get Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventures. Yeah, no power release for that, but look at that, absolutely beautiful. I'll get it in there, focus. Beautiful condition, lovely. Move on, let's get through these. There's quite a few. Not as many as them Famicom games when I was doing the Famicom, there was loads of them. That's one, let's carry on. What about, oh, these ones, a bit of a series. Let's get these out, put them on the table. Mystical Ninja, or Gomon. It's called Gomon in Japan. Brilliant series of action platformers. We've got Gomon 1, Gomon 2, Gomon 3, but also there's an additional one. This is Soreki Ebisumaru. Ebisumaru. Soreki, what I said then, Ebisumaru. And it's a puzzle game based, never got released outside. We didn't get Mystical Ninja in the UK. Mystical Ninja 1, 2 and 3. We didn't get all of them, and we did not get this crazy isometric puzzle game, which they got. They got everything. So yeah, we've got 4 there. We've got Mystical Ninja, Mystical Ninja 2, Mystical Ninja 3, and Soreki Ebisumaru. You know that. Idiot. Okay, I'm not even getting them out of the box. I'm not getting the box. I'm moving on because we've gone very, very long, haven't we? We've gone long. And I was meant to be doing it quicker. What we're going to have next? Let's have... Oh, there's a game that gets you excited. This gets your juices flowing. Contra! Yes, the original Japanese Contra for Super Famicom. Beautiful game. Everyone loves Contra. Beautiful. What do we call it in the UK? In the UK, Super Pro Protector, do we? Is it Super Pro Protector? Contra. Yeah, look at this. Oh, it's in the plastic. It's in the plastic. Incredible. Look at that. Oh, I love it when rare games in brand new condition. It's what this is all about. Rare games in brand new condition. Just so exciting. I know. I love old cassettes too, but I love that stuff too. Two more in the box, and I'm finally going to get out of here. Castlevania, yeah, Castlevania. Castlevania 4, this was released for the SNES, as you know, but it's actually very rare on Super Famicom 2. Lovely condition. Let's get it out. Every time. Let's get it out. There, look at that. It's got plastic there. Again, absolutely pristine, beautiful manual. Lovely thing. Castlevania 4. Akuju Dracula, isn't it? Akuju, something like that. And then we've got the final game, and that is the sequel to that. Konami Castlevania Dracula X. Let's call it Dracula XX for Super Famicom. Super beautiful game, super rare on any of it. Yeah, there is American SNES version of this, but incredibly rare. A beautiful game, one of the most highly desirable games on the Super Famicom. It seemed like the perfect thing to end on. Now, I hope you've enjoyed our new version of the show. It's a bit like the old version of the show, granted, and I hope you don't miss the full Retro Games show experience. But I promise you this, I will bring it back. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, if I start getting then I'm going to bring the Retro Games show back. Don't worry. I'll be getting some features going again. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing bits. I enjoyed that horror one. The horror one was fun. I enjoyed the Epoch games last week, actually. It was fun. So, yes, we will get back to some of that stuff in the future. But for now, we're just going to kind of show you what's newly listed. And see where we go from there. Thank you ever so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm going to see if I can rustle up a competition for next week. Yeah, let you guys actually win something. Amazing. Until then, Retro Gamers, have a good week!
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.
It's the same as every week when he just changed the titles. He just changed the titles.